Blues boss Thomas Tuchel said no performance is ever perfect after the 3-0 opening day dismantling of Crystal Palace last weekend, but the smile that accompanied that comment suggested he was delighted with the display. Not just the result, but the way it was achieved. And if the German could have picked his team's first away opponents of the campaign, then Arsenal might well have been near the top of the list. Arsenal are rather hamstrung with absentees. Lacazette and Partey remain unavailable to Arteta. New signing Martin Odegaard is still awaiting a visa. At least skipper Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang returns. He starts on the bench, while new £50 million defender Ben White was a late withdrawal after a positive COVID test. For Chelsea, Lukaku makes his second debut. He'll lead the line, though without the support of Christian Pulisic, who's self-isolating after his own positive COVID test. Reece James returns as right wing-back. Kante and Ziyech both now available to Tuchel after missing the match against Palace, but they start as substitutes. Granit Xhaka, the Arsenal captain. In the absence of Aubameyang, who's the regular skipper. This is Saka, and it's a decent strike early on from Emile Smith-Rowe. And just a little warning for Chelsea.
Yeah, it is, and a lively start by Arsenal. They need to do that, of course. Chelsea a little bit at 6s and 7s. Christensen doesn't quite make this challenge.
Arsenal actually were beaten 9 times at the Emirates last season in all competitions. That was the most since way back in 1930. Shows you their potential fallibility, which Chelsea are trying to exploit. Kovacic, that's a lovely ball in business here. Lukaku scores on second debut. It's only taken 14 minutes. Arsenal ripped apart, and it was a tap-in for the £98 million man.
This ball into Lukaku here, this is what we've missed. That ball in there, the hold-up play, the vision here from Kovacic is brilliant. Reece James, good first touch. Lukaku running off the ball, definitely onside, and finishes it comfortably. What a lovely, sweet goal for Chelsea.
Yeah, the perfect cross and the perfect start for Chelsea's new number 9. James puts one on a plate for the Belgian, and the Blues in front.
What a way to start your second time around at Chelsea.
Here's Alonso. That's broken kindly back for Marcus Alonso. Mount, and now James, 2-0. A classic Chelsea goal. It was almost too easy. The lead is doubled, and at the moment, this is men against boys.
He buries it with aplomb. Well worked by Chelsea. Good awareness from Mason Mount. Alonso does well initially here, keeping possession. Could have fallen over here. Kai Havertz, was it a back heel? Yeah, a little reverse pass. Found Alonso running on in space. Lukaku lets it go. Awareness from Mount. Great first touch from Reece James. Well, there you go, young man. Put it in, and that's what he does. What a finish.
Yeah, I did Havertz a bit of a disservice there. I thought it was some kind of a ricochet that took it through, but it wasn't. It was a wonderful, skillful piece of play.
Clever little reverse pass.
Here's Lukonga for the Gunners. Smith-Rowe, with Tierney making tracks to his left. This is Kieran Tierney. Trying to drive it in low. Saka on the header, and Smith-Rowe stretched and just couldn't get that.
I think it's come off of Jorginho's head, and I think it's spun back into that 6-yard area where Smith-Rowe, on another day, probably wasn't expecting it. On another day, might have got lucky. Doing it again from Tierney, not the best. Yeah, it's come off the back of Jorginho's head. Couldn't react quickly enough, could he?
Conga looking for Mari, beat by Alonso, kept alive by Xhaka, and that was Saka's shot, and that was travelling and moving in the air. Good save, Mendy.
Yeah, he's got good power behind this, Saka. Mendy's kept his eye on it, slight deflection as well, I think, off of Alonso. Probably helped Mendy in many ways, took it in towards him.
Here's James, Lukaku, Mount, Not that far away, and Chelsea again with that pass and move football, space outside the box yet again. Mount couldn't quite get it on target.
It starts with a wonderful crossfield ball, doesn't it? Reece James gets on his bike quickly, moves it up to Lukaku, space for Mason Mount, and he knows he can do better.
Martinelli on the chase here. Really good defending, albeit at the expense of the corner, but kept his eye on the ball, Christensen, because a wayward challenge there would have been a penalty. Pepe's delivery, it's a little bit deeper that time, a better ball in, and it's just wide from Rob Holding from very close range. That's about the best opportunity Arsenal have had all afternoon.
Well, he had to come up with one, didn't he, in the end? It was a deep ball to the far post from Pepe and kept alive. You have to say Holding's got to do better. Again, we're talking fine margins, fine lines. It's got to score if Arsenal are going to get back into the game.
That's a very important challenge, because it looked for a minute as though Pepe was favourite to get there, and if he had done, Arsenal would have had a threatening situation. In the meantime, Mason Mount for Chelsea, and they've got space here with Lukaku. In for James. Just held up momentarily, back for Mason Mount. Lukaku! Off the underside of the bar. I think Leno got a touch to that.
I think he did. What a ball in. You've got to say Lukaku's got himself into a good position. Everything but the goal, isn't it? Well worked, good ball in, good header, fabulous save, crossbar saves Arsenal.
That was almost Jim Montgomery-esque, wasn't it, from that famous cup final in Sunderland Leeds.
I think that one was a bit lower down, wasn't it?
Yeah. Forward by James. Lukaku, who is onside here. Well, lovely little touch to get past Mari. Won't be much of a contest that. In by Mount, and a deflection just about dealt with by Leno, but not very convincing. He got away with it there, the Arsenal keeper.
Well, he did. I mean, just be in the right place with the deflection, but fumbled it somewhat and just gave Chelsea half a chance.
Foul on Kante. Just about be time to take it. Totally professional and totally deserved. The season could not have started better for Chelsea. Their new record signing on the score sheet, a second for Reece James. All the damage done in the first half, but it was a thoroughly comprehensive Chelsea victory. Only 2 games in, but they're top of the table. Arsenal 0, Chelsea 2.